First time I saw 50 Cent's penis was across the room, and I remember it was not erect.
Wait a second, across the room?
Yeah, we were in a hotel room, and he was, well, maybe it felt like it was across the room, but he wasn't fully erect, and I remember looking at his penis going, oh, wow, that's going to get bigger.
Right.
So that was shocking.
That's a good title for your next book.
Yeah, that is great. Wow, it's going to get bigger.
That's going to get bigger.
Yeah, and it's coming my way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of History Hyenas. I'm Yannis Pappas. I'm sitting here with my co-host Chris Distefano, who just got a hair trim.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's very emasculating when I have to tell my podcast partner I'm getting a trim.
Yeah, well, you went from barber now to stylist.
I got it. Well, in a way, yeah. I mean, it's just a kid I know from the neighborhood that just is. He's a stylist now, and I think he's just doing that, but he's just a gay kid that doesn't want to come out of the closet.
You got to do gay, and I'm looking at the hairstyle, and that is a gay trim, which means it was done right.
It was done right.
That was done right. We have a special guest today, a very special guest. Look at that. Welcome to Chelsea Lately. Chelsea Handler, she's got a new book that's out right now, and she's got a new Netflix special that's coming out on Netflix March 25th. Welcome.
Yes.
Chelsea Handler.
Thank you, boys. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
meet you.
Yeah.
It's always fun to do this kind of pod because I don't know if you've ever heard it, but it's kind of wild. It's always fun to do it with the PR guy taking notes.
Yeah, the PR guy.
That's always fun when the publicists come in. It's usually they're just like, should we put that one out or not?
And he's a Lebanese kid, and my brother's gay also, and I'm from an immigrant family. So
Right.
I know your Lebanese parents. It was a challenge.
Well, here's the
He's
thing.
actually not out.
He's not out?
No.
Okay.
So you just outed him.
Oh, really?
Okay.
No.
I was,
he's out.
I was going to
Look
say,
at him.
well, he's out.
out.
I mean, he's a gay from Lebanon, so he's out of the country. Is where he is.
He's out of the country. And I mean, if he's not out, his voice is.
Yeah, I mean,
so
he
it's
is
hard to hide.
What we call
He's
him.
got ahead of him.
Yeah.
That's a
it did.
D1G, a day one gay, and no doubt about it, a 550-foot home run, a Hall of Fame gay.
Yeah, he's definitely first ballot. He's not a UCF. He's an F.
He's a no. He came out like fucking
Yeah,
Down
yeah.
the slide. Good for you, dude. It's
Yeah.
freeing. It's good. And we've opened up Chelsea Handler's book. We've both opened up to a random page, and we're just going to read a little excerpt. So again, no context. Here we have. In quotes, is there anything special I need to do? She asked, looking up at me like a deer in the headlights. I felt like Bill Cosby.
Okay, and I got another one.
Yeah.
Trump is a fascist. We are entering into another fascist era.
That's not my book.
Oh, okay.
That's
Sorry.
not what you're reading.
Sorry, no, it's
That
not
is
in
not
there.
in my
It's
book.
not in here. I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. This is more a fun one. It's about I'll have what she's having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is alcohol, not like
No,
Adderall.
it's life.
Life.
It's life. It's whatever I'm having. It can encompass drugs, alcohol, lifestyle choices, just basically, a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you wrote the book, which is dope.
Yeah.
No
lots of-
ghostwriter.
No.
You.
No, I wrote it. I write all my books.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's had seven.
This is my seventh
Seven
book,
books.
Yeah.
And you have great teeth. Are they real?
Yeah, they are. Thank you for asking. My breasts are real and my teeth are
Whoa.
real. Yeah.
Interesting.
I get that question a lot too.
Okay.
People think I have fake boobs. I do not.
No, I would never guess that.
Okay.
That
thank
you have fakes.
Great.
They look like natties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, and they're well set, and
Thank
they just
you.
look like natural, nice white woman boobs.
Right. And they're
WWBs.
buoyant. They're buoyant because I haven't had children and I sleep with a bra every night.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Yes.
of women don't know to do that, and I learned that early on from my older sister, and it's yielded nice dividends for me.
Yes, you got to sleep with a bra on, and having no kids. I mean, yeah, that's
No, the kids really destroy the breast.
they destroy the body.
They really do. It's like a nuke for the breast. I'm more of a leg man, but I went in there
and feet. He's big into feet.
And I'm big into feet. I like femininity in feet.
Sucking on feet?
I like putting them in my, like once in a while,
Oh.
like a pacifier. I like putting it in. Yeah.
Yes,
I
like
just plug it in.
Sucking a toe.
Yeah.
Now and my girl actually got her boobs removed. So that's how far I've come in this. She went the other way, got him taken out.
Yeah, lots of women are doing that, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what she told me too? And she said when she took them out, she said, I felt like my body was like rejecting something for 10 years. Like I kind of always felt off. She's like, I took them out within a month. I feel like me again, even though I don't have, big, huge boobs anymore. She was like, I just feel better.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think it's sexier from somebody who's had big boobs my whole life. I think it's sexier to have smaller boobs as a woman.
I'm sorry, I just looked at them.
That's okay.
They are big and nice.
My nipples are really hard.
They are.
They've
yes.
been hard since they just softened.
Did you give your boobs Blue Chew?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's an alternative to Viagra. If you use the promo code Hyenas, you get 5% off.
To get my nipples hard?
No, to get an erection. Viagra, they're Blue Chew tablets made right here in the USA.
And
Same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra.
Okay, but why would a woman take that?
It was just a joke. It was just a joke that bombed about your
About my dick?
about your boob dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or a dick in between my boobs.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. If you
Yes.
can't get hard that way, then you can take your Blue Chew.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can get 10% off with this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Got
Now,
it.
do guys, because you have such nice natties, do they
Motorboat me?
Yeah, do they like try to climb up? Do they inch up towards to try to get you to get titty fucked?
No, I haven't been titty fucked in a really long time. I feel like that's kind of something you do when you're younger.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of adults are. I'm sure you do.
I
but
don't. No, I mean, I'm
not
an adult.
Or
yeah.
titty fucking.
I'm not into titty fucking.
I've never done it once, or in the butt. I've never done either one of those things. Never
really?
done in the butt. Never done a titty fuck.
Are you not interested in having anal penetration?
I
with
am.
a woman. Yeah, he's not.
I am. Well, right. I am. I've never done it. I think I just get too excited about the vagina, and then it's over. 5-6 pumps max, and then I don't think we ever have time for the butt.
That's how long you last, 5 or 6 months?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I get excited. I get quick. I'm in the moment, and I'm sorry to the women who I've had sex with. That
What
is
a
just.
lucky girlfriend.
I
you
know.
have.
I know.
What about you? How many pumps does it take you?
Well, right now it takes a bunch of time because I'm on Lexapro, so I can feel nothing.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's just numb.
But
yeah.
you can get an erection?
I could totally get an erection.
Oh, well,
yeah.
that's good. That's
He also
all that
hasn't
really
had sex
matters.
since the pandemic.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I'm married, so it's like I can't even get to my wife.
So that's over.
Yeah, there's
Right.
just kids cock blocking me all day long. It's
Yes.
that's just part
But
of
your
what
hair does
happens.
look good today.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank
put
you.
together.
Your hair, everyone's hair looks really
Chelsea
good.
looks
Your
fantastic.
hair looks really good.
Thank you,
today.
because I got a trim
Yeah,
from the gay stylist.
I was wondering. That made sense. It all came together when you said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look
Yes.
really good. You look and also just gracefully, just beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because aging gracefully, we all try to do it, and you're doing it.
You're doing
beautifully,
it.
and you're still very young.
You're a 49-year-old kid. You look good.
We're this.
I'm
I think-
49
yeah,
too.
49.
I'm 50. I'm 50 now. I'm 50.
You turned 50?
I turned 50 yesterday.
Oh my God!
Happy belated.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
You brought a cake in. How come that wasn't told to us?
Happy belated.
Happy birthday!
It's still going. It's my 50th year, so I'm just going to be celebrating all year long.
Yeah.
It's still
Good.
happening.
What do you think about people who lie about their age? Advantage or no?
I don't know. I don't know why people lie about anything, really.
Right,
You know
they
what
shouldn't.
I mean? Unless
Life's
you
too
killed
short.
Yeah, I don't like to lie. I
Right.
like to tell the truth and just get on with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it gets you in trouble, it's
what I
just
like.
easier to just say it and then be done with it.
Yeah.
Move
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
I mean, if I hit a body, obviously I'm not going to be lying. I mean, telling people about that. I would keep that a secret if I did something really illegal. I mean, even if I did something illegal, I think I'd be open about it. But
Really?
maybe not a murder,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I would come forward about that. But who knows?
You don't think self-preservation would kick in and you try to lie to keep yourself going? You're having a pretty good life.
Yeah, like if I had...
Everyone makes mistakes.
If I was involved in a murder
Yeah.
that I didn't, initiate, and somehow I was involved in it, and I had to think about coming forward, I wouldn't jeopardize my life.
Now
by
we're
coming
all in
forward.
show business. So let me ask you: have you ever wanted to murder someone, and who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all the time, different people. There was a guy who told me, some guy came up to me on the street. I had forgotten to put money in the meter, in the parking meter. And he came up to me and he goes, hey, you forgot to put money in the meter. And I looked at him like, who the fuck are you?
Right,
Why
right.
are you telling me what to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you first of all,
Yeah.
as if this is my first experience with a fucking meter or a car, and I wanted to kill him,
That
but
guy.
instead I didn't. I had a conversation with him about don't tell women to fucking feed their meter, because would you say that to another grown man? Would you say to another grown man, hey, you forgot to put money in your meter?
No, I probably would never say that.
You wouldn't say that.
I
no.
would not say.
So I found that to be
Yeah.
a little bit like patronizing, like he's taking care of me because I'm a woman. So I wanted to murder him, but I didn't murder him.
Right.
But
That's a microaggression,
did you
not
put
a macro.
money in the meter, though?
No, because I wasn't going to put money in the meter anyway. I don't care if I get a a parking ticket. I like to wing it.
You just get a ticket. You know, we were just discussing this. Sometimes it's easier for us to just park on the street here, and it's cheaper for us to just give me a $50 ticket than paying $90 to put it in a garage.
Yeah, that's exactly my son. And also, if you keep your parking tickets that you accumulate and you repurpose them and put them on your windshield, that's usually a good way to get out of getting another ticket.
Smart. That's a tip for you out there. And I also believe you should be able to hit meter maids.
Oh, yeah, poor meter maids. I mean, talk about the shaft.
They have it tough, but you should be able to hit them.
But you have to think about with your car or just with a fist?
Both. No, both. Yeah. I mean, if they're in the way.
If you became a meter maid, you have to understand how many other things went wrong.
Sure.
Before you became that. You know what I mean? That's not like
the first thing that went wrong is you being born in Pakistan.
Well, that's an interesting take.
Well, most of them are South Asian.
just kidding.
Yeah, most of them are. You should be able to hit them if you're in your car and they give you a ticket. If you're not around, obviously you can't hit them. But if you're running to the car and saying, no, I'm leaving, or if you're in the car sitting there taking a nap or scrolling on
Taking
Craigslist.
a nap in your car? What's wrong? Who's taking a nap in their car?
Cars are great places to get around, but they're also great places to just sit and escape the world.
Right. Well,
I don't know
you've
if
got
you've
a
ever done
Tesla.
that.
You watch Netflix in the Tesla.
I watch Netflix in the Tesla and I do scroll Craigslist. Yeah. So it's if someone comes and gives you like a ticket there, you should be able to get out and hook off one shot. Legal, second shot, illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah.
Here we go. The fans at patreon.com/historyhyenas. We've asked them for questions for Chelsea Handler. There's so many coming in. We got to just get to a few of these because we won't get to any of them if we don't. So the first question from John Black is, how big is 50 Cent's glue gun?
Big.
Like really big? Circumcised?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of people talking out against uncircumcised penises. I'm happy I'm circumcised, and I want as many men to be circumcised.
Yeah.
I like a circumcised piece because even when I'm watching porn, I don't like seeing the uncircumcised.
Well, can't you just focus on uncircumcised porn? I mean, why are you
put in my search engine circumcised penis?
Circumcised penises.
a good
so
point.
you don't have to even expose yourself to that.
What are you watching? Like Serbian porn?
No,
Who's the only people who are uncircumcised? I think it's just Serbs.
Well, there's a lot of European people that aren't circumcised.
All Eastern Bloc.
There's a whole movement now against don't get your kids circumcised.
Well, now with X and all this stuff, people are saying it was a Jewish conspiracy because I think it really started with the Jews, but it's really good to have your penis circumcised.
Yeah, it's better to have a clean penis than to have a dirty penis.
Yeah, it does chafe. It does chafe the nerves, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does chafe the nerves.
I got a
There's
clean
no
penis.
con without a pro, though.
Right, it's true.
Yeah, but I'm glad I don't got to get an infection on my penis head. That's good.
Right.
The first time I saw 50 Cent's penis was across the room, and I remember it was not erect.
Wait a second, across the room?
Yeah, we were in a hotel room, and he was, well, maybe it felt like it was across the room, but he wasn't fully erect, and I remember looking at his penis going, wow, that's going to get bigger.
Right.
So that was shocking.
That's a good title for your next book.
Yeah, that is great. Wow, it's going to get bigger.
That's going to get bigger.
Yeah, and it's coming my way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. I played basketball, so did he, and we've had a lot of those moments in the same room.
where you saw penises coming towards you?
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like not coming towards me. Well, they feel like they're coming towards you. It feels like an aggression because some of them are so big. I mean, I've seen a lot of black guys' penises, and I think when they're big, they're big. Well, there's a lot of white guys who have big penises too.
Yeah.
And it's a great stereotype. It's a great stereotype to have a huge penis, but
it's sad when there's a little penis. That's a
You don't want
sad
that.
situation.
It's tough.
Nobody likes that. And I mean, like, I'm talking like a Vienna sausage, like a little baby.
Yeah.
And that's hard, especially when
tough.
it is hard and it's still the same size, like a little nugget.
Well, this brings us to our next Patreon question, fan. Somebody said, who has a bigger penis? I think I know 50 Cent or Joe Coy, the Asian.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think we all know the answer to
Yes, right.
Do I have
But Joe, you know, obviously fellow comedian, but Joe's
Joe
penis.
Coy actually has a decent penis. I just want to put that on the record.
And I bet it's cute.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was a nice penis.
Yes.
That,
Filipinos have pretty good penises.
yeah.
How do you know that?
I used to be a physical therapist, and we work with a lot of Filipino people, are nurses and healthcare.
With their penises?
Yeah, you know, you just take you could see it through the scrubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I know. Yes. So you
I thought you were going to say you used to be Filipino.
No, I didn't. No. I didn't used to be Filipino, but I do work with a lot of Filipino people. I did in my career, and I think that they all, for the Asians, they had the biggest penises. Chinese go relatively small, but Filipino decent because you got a little Latino mixed in there, and Latinos get slept on with. They have huge penises too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you come see my fiance's family. I mean, all these guys have huge dicks.
It's great that you know about all these different penises. That's
what it is, babe.
So straight.
Now, we are a history podcast, and I did a little research on you, and I found one thing very interesting. Your father is German.
Jewish. My
Your
mother's German.
Your mother's German.
Like that.
And your father's Jewish.
Yes.
And you found out that your grandfather, unfortunately, was in the German army during World War II.
Yes.
Right.
So
conflict in the family.
that's
right, because yes.
and you're a German
Jew.
Right.
Jew.
Basically,
Yeah.
Right.
but not the German Jew. I'm a Jew and I'm German.
Right.
So there's a lot of German Jews, but I'm just
Right.
a Jew who also is German.
Right. You're not like Albert Einstein German.
Right.
You're actually a mix of the two.
Yes.
Predator and prey.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's interesting. Did your mom ever chase your dad around the dinner table, like have like just his genes kicked in?
No, that didn't happen. He chased her around the dinner table.
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
My
that's
dad
the
chased
Germans.
my mom around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my mom agreed when she got together with my dad, like, let's just pretend I'm not German and we can, and we can raise all the kids Jewish and we'll focus on that.
Right.
That's what she agreed to.
Right.
And I mean, she reneged on that at some point. But so we didn't learn German or any of that. We didn't have any German culture. It was just all about being a Jew growing up in Livingston, New Jersey.
Now so your mom was the German and your dad was a Mormon.
My mom was a German Mormon and my dad was Jewish.
Right. So did you make fun of her for
Yes.
believing in a prophet named Joe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Smith.
I didn't respect that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I can't believe.
Yeah, he's got anyone who follows a guy named Joe.
All religion is pretty embarrassing. I mean, there are better religions.
Scientology makes some good points.
But yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to fuck with them.
Yeah. It's like this mouth is for sucking, not for talking. That's a good. That keeps everyone.
I don't want to piss off Scientology. I'd rather.
I don't have a problem pissing off Scientology.
Okay.
They've come after me before.
Have they?
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me. What are they going to do? What's going to happen?
You're
Well,
too known.
what's a good superpower with you is too, because you have stayed single and you don't want kids or anything. What are people going to take from you? Like, I feel like I got this family. Like, I don't want to lose. I can't lose my career, my life. I got kids. I got to do this. But like, you're just like, you know what I mean?
They could take her millions of dollars.
It's power.
That's actually a great point to bring up. That is the power of being single and childless, is that people can't threaten my family.
No,
Very
they can't.
Good point.
For me, you threaten my family once, I'll give you whatever you want, because it's like I have daughters, so it's like I got to protect them. And so, but you, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Another
superpower is you don't have to make new friends through your kids and pretend to like other parents.
God,
yeah,
no. I wouldn't even make friends. I won't even go to a dog park because that's how little I like engaging about, your animals. So I can't even imagine what parents must go through having to like mingle together at conferences and news and at school events. No, that is the opposite of how I want to live my life.
Yeah. You definitely make friends through your kids at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's why, I feel like my kids, I move a lot. I'm always like moving around too much. I want to live in Westchester, then I want to live in Long Island, then I want to live on Staten Island. And I think part of it is just because I really don't get along with any of my kids' parents that well. But now I think I'm going to go back to Staten Island because I do just want to go back to where people just fucking love America. I'm sick and tired of people talking shit about America. It's bothering me.
Talking shit about America.
I just don't like it. Like fellow Americans just being like, this country sucks.
Wow.
I hate it.
Yeah. Okay,
so I want to go back to Staten Island.
Island sounds like the place for you then.
100% American flags. 50. Everybody loves Staten Island, right?
Yeah.
You don't like Staten Island?
I do like I like Staten Island, but it's not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever been to Staten Island.
You want to come to Staten Island?
No.
I like to go. I like to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and that just cancels me out on Staten Island.
Make no mistake, deep down inside, you are a fucking PR guy.
I am.
That's what you are. You're a D1G publicist.
I just like art. I like art. I like tennis.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love tennis.
Yeah.
Somebody asked an interesting question on the Patreon. Who is funnier? Obviously, they're saying Joe Coy or 50 Cent in person, they're asking specifically. Because just because obviously Joe Coy's an arena-level comedian, so he's a fucking Hall of Fame comedian, but that doesn't mean he's funnier in person than a guy like 50 who's very funny on social media.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Joe's very funny on stage.
Can't deny it.
So it's a different kind of thing. I don't know who's funnier, though. I mean, they're both funny in person.
Right.
50 Cent is kind of funny because he's so surprising, because he's kind of really shy and quiet.
Yeah.
And he's got this kind of gangster image. So in person, he's really funny. Like, he doesn't even smoke pot.
Right.
You know, so my friends were all like excited that I was going to have this big rapper hanging out with us. And then he'd come over and he wouldn't even smoke a joint. Like, I once asked him for, good weed, and he didn't know how to get it. And I was like, well, this is a huge disappointment.
He didn't know how to get weed?
No, he didn't.
Interesting.
But
Is that when you started to be like, all right, this is a
well,
relationship?
that was a disappointment.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
guys who can party.
Yeah.
Right.
Joe Coy doesn't party either. So
Yeah.
that was a little bit of a disappointment also.
Interesting.
Yeah, he can drink, but he doesn't smoke pot or take drugs.
How do you think he did at the Golden Globes?
Oh, well, I think we all know how he did it.
Very difficult position to be in.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Yeah.
not for Nikki Glazer.
Yeah, she could kill it.
did
Yeah,
well.
yeah. She I think, we've spoken about this before on the show. I mean, I think she's like pound for pound, like one of just the best, not even female or male, like just best comics. We've known her for years.
Oh, that's
She
nice.
works her ass off
Yeah,
too,
she
like
does
the
work her
writing
ass
and
off.
all that. Like when you see the people who don't see like the behind the scenes, Nikki, that like we do, it's like she'll come with like 20 pages of jokes when the rest of us had, half a page.
Right.
So she
works
deserves
hard.
it all.
Yeah.
People keep calling, everyone here is talking about your boobs and how much they love your boobs. They keep calling them nukes. They said, can she please just show her nukes? And we're going to say no for you.
No, we're
You're
gonna
not going to
say
show,
no.
she's not going
No,
to say
that's
nukes.
not
but they are, a
respectful.
lot of people are saying there's no way these things are real. And it is real. We could feel her
confirmed.
You
truth.
can tell them to go to my Instagram and then watch my most recent ski birthday video in my bikini, and you can see them bouncing around. And my boobs bounce like real boobs.
There you go.
Yeah.
They are covered in a bikini, but you can tell when people
can
have
tell.
fake boobs.
Somebody said this is somebody wants to know this. This is an interesting question that fits our show. Who in history, if it could be anybody, who would you like to bang out and why?
Oh God, so many people. I mean,
But is there one that sticks out? And can't be Jesus.
Jesus? Okay. Would
Why
I like
can't
to
it be Jesus?
I just don't feel like my mom wouldn't appreciate it.
in history? Who would I want to bang out? God, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. I'd probably pick a woman. I mean, if I'm gonna pick a historical figure.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
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 God, I'm trying to think of a hot historical female.
I'd like to see
Empress
Catherine the
Theodore.
Great. Catherine the
Ooh,
Great.
Catherine
She
the Great.
seemed like
Ooh,
she
I
would
like
be
that.
hot.
Yeah. Elizabeth the First. She definitely
she
topped
seemed
you.
a little bit fucking nuts. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one would be the strap on?
Oh God, I
guess
would
it would
have to
be
wear the
wood.
strap on.
You would wear it.
I would wear that. I'm definitely a top.
Yeah, I could see that.
Even with
yeah.
Catherine the Great, I would be the top.
You would top
Definitely.
her. Empress Theodora, you'd top her?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
on top.
Yeah, you're top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had a lesbian experience?
I have.
Yeah. And you topped? You fucked the shit out of that
No,
girl?
I didn't. We didn't use a strap on.
Oh.
Just like threesome stuff
Oh, I like
Right.
with
that.
some boyfriends.
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Gold Bond Partner.
Yeah.
What a good lotion that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gold
Fucking-
Bond. That's what I put on my body when I ski
Yeah.
to keep my skin supple.
So you could stay slick down the mountain.
That's right.
I don't know. I got to scan. I've been doing using this new app. Not a sponsor, nothing to do. It's called the Yuka app. Do you know about it? You scan every food, every cream, and it'll give it like a score based off like additives or calories or whatever. And there's so many of these products that foods, yes, but also these skin creams that are like, it's just cancer. It's just like you're rubbing cancer into your body.
Absolutely.
Or you're eating cancer. And I had no idea because the sugar, I understand, the sodium I understand, but the additives, like you can't exercise that out. That's just like in your body.
Go back
but
to that.
Gold Bond seems like it would get scanned good on Yuka. I mean, you got to get no body fat, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was checking out. And who's this lucky guy?
This guy is the guy who organized my birthday video this year. So we went to Sun Valley to film it, and I skied with a bunch of women down a mountain, and we were all in bathing suits with my dog. And this guy coordinated it all, so I let him take me for a ride on his snowmobile.
He's a real zaddy.
And he kept his hands. He didn't try to comp a feel.
I mean, everyone tries to cop a feel, but I'm not really opposed to that for me, I mean, I wouldn't speak for other women, but I'm not really sensitive to, as long as you're not trying to assault me, I'm
Sure.
okay.
Yeah. What do you think about that coming up as a woman in Hollywood pre-Me Too and then seeing Me Too happen? Do you think that it was a good thing? Of course it was, right?
Well, I think
I just heard myself asking that question. Like, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I think that it was definitely a good thing, and I think the repercussions of that, I think the Roe v. Wade being overturned was a direct result of the Me Too movement.
Me Too?
Of men going, oh, really? You want to tell on us? Well, we're actually going to take away your rights.
Right.
That's what I think that led to.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's usually because the guy doesn't want the kid.
Doesn't want the kid.
Yeah. Usually guys are like, if you get pregnant, they're like, all right, I'll pay.
Yeah, but the Me Too is just about being sexually assaulted, not having kids.
Right. Right. But they took
But no. They don't want the kids, but they want women to procreate. They want women at home. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Stay at home, raise your baby, and don't talk.
Right.
Just
Right.
iron and cook food.
Right.
Yeah, I think too, like it's the women in my family, like they've said before, like they like it. Obviously, don't want to be touched, unauthorized. But they're like, I like when a guy, like my aunt.
I love calling it unauthorized.
Unauthorized.
Unauthorized
Yeah,
is an interesting
that
way to
is an
put it also,
awesome-
yeah.
Yes, it's a
Unauthorized.
government term,
Yeah.
but they're like, like I have a cousin, she's very like Brooklyn. She's like, I fucking like when a guy looks at my ass.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I
Who's
like
the biggest creep in Hollywood?
Oh, yeah.
That you came
Well, I
across?
think Harvey Weinstein probably takes the cake. But there's a lot of those guys out
Did you
there.
come across any of them, and did you have to fucking put them in their place with your German side?
I've never been sexually assaulted. I haven't had that experience, thankfully, but I know plenty of women who have been. And people always go, well, who's going to fuck with you, like with your attitude? And I'm like, that's a disservice to all women to say my attitude is preventing me. There are plenty of strong women who get sexually assaulted. It's not like you have a choice in the matter, and you can argue your way out of it. So I know, luckily that never happened to me, but it's happening. It's rife.
Right.
I mean,
Rife?
men aren't getting sexually assaulted in the way that women are.
Right.
That's for sure.
Not in the free world.
I got my balls cupped by a gay guy in Hollywood.
But don't you think you deserve that?
Did I deserve it?
Possibly.
Because I was a good boy.
Well, just
walking around
because. I
looking
mean,
good.
you're a guy. You should have an idea of what it feels like to be groped.
Oh yeah,
Why not?
I got the nuts cupped, and it
Did
felt like
bother-
high school.
Did it bother you?
No, I got to be honest with you. It's not that I loved it, and I had to be like, dude, stop. But it's not like it didn't like. Yeah, I didn't feel like I needed to even tell anyone. I just was like, yeah, you got your fucking nuts cupped.
Right.
I think that's what happens going to an all-boy Catholic high school in Queens. It's just like they just prepare you for that a little bit, where you get groped, you get teabagged. I mean, it's just what it is.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've had more nuts on my forehead than your publicist probably. And so
Shout out to Paul.
shout out Paul.
It's just what happens when you get a part in a Kevin Spacey movie. You just
Poor
gonna-
Kevin
yeah, you're
Spacey.
just
I
gonna
mean,
get
whoa.
touched.
Talk about sexual, like what unwelcome sexual advances.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You could see that coming from a mile away when you look at his face.
Yeah.
You could see it.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's kind of just in his aura, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah. And I mean, grown men saying they were scared of being on set with him.
Yeah.
I did a gig once with him just before like everything came out about him, whatever. I did a gig, and it was like some like private show in DC. Cal Ripken Jr., from the Baltimore Orioles. It was like his foundation, whatever. Kevin Spacey was like the host, and I did comedy to like open it all up. And like right before I went out, because it was like, a baseball themed event, he like slapped my ass, and I was like, that's interesting. I never thought he was like, oh, it's a baseball thing. I was like, oh yeah, I guess. I didn't think of it. And then like a month later, all this shit came out. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr. Spacey. But again, I didn't really fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
But I
You got off easy, it sounds like.
I didn't care. Yeah, I
according
don't.
to the
but-
allegations,
but
you
I
got off
just
easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? I also was fucking altar boy, so it's like, who knows the shit I'm repressing?
Right.
Right, exactly.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But to each their own.
I
as
always
they
say that to my therapist. I'm like, every time I'm like, are you sure I wasn't molested?
I don't think they
always
clipped
ask.
you because you're a Greek.
Right.
The Catholic. I'm Italian, Irish, and German. These are like the three. These are the we all got clipped as kids in the fucking golden years in the 90s. I mean, it's when it happened. It's when it went down.
Oh, well, the
And
priest
they-
called it the golden years.
The priest called the golden
That's
years.
what they
Right.
called it.
Right.
Yeah, that was the golden era.
And they
for
didn't
them.
touch Greek boys?
No, Greek Orthodox priests are allowed to marry, which is key. That's a big tip off in
Yeah,
your church where you're going
exactly.
like, there's probably less of that happening. The Catholic Church, I mean, you're going like they can't marry. They
Right.
take the nuns and they put them in a faraway place.
Yeah.
Who usually blows the whistle on child assault, women? It's like it was almost kind of set up confession. It's like, hey,
Right.
if you, I know your secrets. If you tell on
Right.
me, I'll tell on you.
It's a trade-off, though,
Yeah,
because it's like you go Catholic, and then it's like, like me, it's like, yeah, maybe you got clipped by a priest or two, but then if you go Greek, it's like what people don't talk about is a lot of them are very inbred. Like you don't know, like if you look at Yanni's eyes, we talk about his eyes are a little bit too close together.
Yeah.
It's most likely his mom and his dad weren't as far apart. You know what I mean? Like second cousins, third cousins, because it's just all in the mountains there.
Have you done any DNA testing?
Yeah. I'm Greek, and I have a lot of Turkish genes in me. So I have,
Unfortunately.
So that's questionable
we
too.
call those rape genes. Those are probably
RGs.
products of rape.
Copy that.
RGs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is tough, which is tough
Yeah, but
because I'm
that's-
happy to be here, but I also wish that didn't happen.
Right.
That's just history, though.
complicated.
I mean, you didn't do it.
Well, look at her parents. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
if that didn't happen, maybe they wouldn't have come together. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. I see a lot of, I saw
What
on
an interesting fucking mom and dad, German and Jew.
German, but that's probably more common than you think.
No, I don't
I bet
think
it
so.
is.
I think it was,
Jews have a thing. They kind of
No,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. There was
They're
a
like
lot.
My
dogs around
dad
children,
wanted
maybe.
to marry a shiksa. Like he was
did?
out to marry. He did not want to marry like your stereotypical Jewish woman. He didn't like that vibe.
Right.
So my mom was like the opposite. She was like beautiful and German and sweet and not loud.
Yeah.
Like pretty much the opposite of me as well. But she was very non-Jewish.
She wouldn't have.
And he
She wouldn't
wasn't-
have told on Anne Frank. You don't think?
She would have. She
would have hit her.
She would have hit her. Yes, for sure.
Sure.
She would have hit her, Anne Frank. For
So you
sure.
got a Schindler. You got a Schindler mom.
Yeah, Schindler's Fist.
Yeah.
I mean, list. But
that.
my dad was, my dad always told my brothers, always marry a shiksa, because he just didn't like that Jewish female energy.
Right. Because
They can be very overpowerful.
Yeah, they
Got it.
psychologically clip you, the Jewish mothers. They're it's a very matriarchal. My mom, her best friend was Jewish in law school, and her husband, my mom's friend's husband, was one of the biggest defense lawyers in New York. And the way this woman would talk to him at like parties, I mean, this guy was hanging out with like drug dealers and criminals and getting them off. And then his wife would just be like, she'd slap food out of it. You're fat. She would fucking emasculate
But they
him.
like it. But powerful
love
guys
it.
like that, they like to get their nuts stepped on
Yeah,
a little
they
bit.
love it.
A little
I
bit,
think,
yeah.
like some of the guys we know on the big comedy clubs here, they like to get their nuts stepped on.
Yes.
a little bit,
You
and
gotta
they're
balance.
mostly Jewish. Jewish guys like to get it's a thing for them.
Yeah,
you know,
they love
Jewish
it.
men.
They love women just stomp on their
Stomp
nuts.
on them a little bit.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
do like that.
Yeah, but that's
They're
okay.
into it. Yeah, they're big time into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
But the Jews are good people.
Sure.
We love the Jews.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you been on X recently?
I don't really
You
go
don't really
on
go.
there,
You shouldn't
no.
go on there.
No.
You shouldn't go on there.
There's a video. I mean, people talk about Kanye, but there's a video that I saw the other day where I was like, oh, this is getting interesting now, where people are, I saw this whole like 4-minute video of some podcast, I forgot what it was, where they are actually saying now that Hitler, and it's getting like a lot of like retweets and like people in the comments. I was like, okay, this is getting wild. They're saying like Hitler was actually misunderstood. That it's all the media making it seem worse than it actually was. Why is Hitler the worst person in history when there's all these other examples of like genocide? And I'm like, spaghetti-o.
Yeah.
That's not good.
X is getting bad.
It's getting bad now.
But we do have Kanye, and you have to appreciate Kanye because Kanye is a black Nazi, which
Sure.
kind of makes a joke out of the whole thing. And in some way, you're a very progressive person. Do you think that's very progressive that the Nazis are like? Is he like the Jackie Robinson of Nazis? Like
No, I
he's
think
crossed
Kanye is just borderline and bipolar, and is filled with hate.
Sure.
I don't think that he's progressive. No.
Well, I mean, in
I think
some
he's
way.
regressive. I think he's remedial, regressive, and troubled.
But doesn't it say something about our freedom that a young black boy from Chicago can grow up to be the most famous racist in the world? Isn't that like America? You can do anything.
Well, I mean, I think you
Not
can,
bad.
yeah, possibly. I mean, you raise a good point, but I think because of his success, yes, he has been given a bigger allowance than most people.
Right.
Like if he were nobody, he couldn't get away with that. So
Sure.
it comes with power and money.
Yeah.
The right to exploit other people, right?
Right. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kanye's off his rocker. Mm-hmm. That's what you think.
His girlfriend was at the Chateau Marmont one, or his wife, or whatever she was, the last one that he just divorced. I was at the Chateau once, and he was there with her, and she was walking around with her pussy out, and the manager of the Chateau came up with a napkin and asked her if she could please put her pussy on a napkin instead of the sofa.
Yeah, it's
So
like
I saw that.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, she's kind of walking around like it's the Garden of Eden.
Because you can't just walk around and have your dick or pussy out on
you
furniture.
cannot.
No.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
No,
yeah.
that's not good.
That's the thing. That's not feminism.
Yeah, now
yeah, you just
she's
can't have
gotta
the puss
be
out.
mentally ill a little bit as well.
Yeah, well, I
right?
think she just divorced him.
Right.
That's what they're
She
saying.
filed for divorce, right.
That's what they're saying.
They
yeah.
do have a fun relationship. It's like they probably look at each other and they're like,
I don't
wanna...
think they're having fun.
No,
I
but do you
think
think
that's pretty miserable.
But do you think they look at each other and it's like, let's go off our meds? Let's go?
I think he's probably on the
Sure.
meds and
Yeah.
she's probably just along for the ride. And it's
so?
like, hey, I want to cash out.
You think so?
I want some cash.
And I don't think they have a prenup, so I think she's going to achieve
Great.
that.
I will hope
Which
she
is
does.
great.
I hope she does.
Yeah.
I
Who
mean,
is she? I
a
feel
sign
like
that she's sane is that she left him. You know what I mean?
Do you think? Do you think?
Or that she's on her meds.
Right.
Like, do you think like you got obviously like famous and all that and hit the high parts of this career, like you've been out this for 20 plus years. Do you think if you were like, say 25 today, you would be like excelling to try to be famous in comedy? Like you know what I mean? Like it feels like being famous now, like what's the point? Like your whole life gets torn apart, but you already were famous. So it's like my point is like you got famous at the right time where it's like now you're just here, but now it's like I don't know who would strive. Like I don't want to get any levels higher. I'm happy with what we have here with our pod. I'm like, why do I want to do this? What, you know what I mean?
I mean, some people it's never enough though. People are
Right.
insatiable. Like some people want fame and they want it more, 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 and the more you get, the more you need. So it's basically just like, whatever kind of brain you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Are you going to be satisfied with a certain amount of money and fame and notoriety, or are you not? So there's still people who are dying. I mean, look how many famous people we have more famous people now than we've ever had in our lives because of social media. So all these influencers, there's different types of fame now.
Yeah.
How do you look at it?
Yeah, I
like,
was
do you
about to
want to
ask.
have more fame, less fame? You happy where you are?
I mean, I'm pretty happy with my life. I like success. I like the idea that, I like getting into restaurants and getting into doctors and getting the advantages. But I also like the fact that I walk down the street like a normal person. I'm not walking around with a bunch of security guards. So I kind of have the best of both worlds.
You're at a good level.
I get the advantages and I get my anonymity when I want it. I get privacy when I want it.
Yeah, that's what that's the best. Yeah.
It's not like J-Lo walking down the street where you're fucking getting photographed everywhere you go. you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
That is tough. Yeah. I mean, like Brad Pitt can't even go outside. Anywhere
Right.
in the world, everyone knows that's got to be tough.
That would be annoying.
That's got to be tough.
But you're still like
Definitely.
A-list. Like people know you. You're everyone knows your name.
But I
And,
think
you know.
there's a certain, like, you either behave in a way, like Daniel Day-Lewis is a huge star. Nobody would notice him walking down the street. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a certain level, like, there's a certain way to handle fame where you draw that attention in. If you're constantly going to things and getting photographed, then you're feeding some beast. If you're not like that, I'm getting photographed when I'm promoting something. I'm not getting photographed in my personal life. I'm not going to those places.
Like you're the person that you could be sold out when you're on your stand-up tour, sold out in your theater, and you can walk down the street and only your fans would know you, and really everybody else would be like, oh, there's just
Yeah.
another lady walking.
Yeah,
and you love
yeah.
that. That's great.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. That's. I mean, in some ways, I guess that's what like the podcast community gets. But it would have been nice to hit it fucking 15 years ago and get fucking 20, 30 million.
Yeah, it's the money that's good. You seem very comfortable in your skin. I
very
think it's
comfortable.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you seem like, and you look like you sleep well.
I
That's
do.
because she rubs her skin down with Gold Bomb lotion.
Gold
Yeah.
lotion. I use
That's
that.
what it is,
I use that to
right?
lubricate
PR
all
likes
my
that.
body parts before I go to sleep. So I
Yeah.
don't even actually touch a pillow. There's Gold Bond all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why my skin is so fresh.
Money's good for that, for the face creams and all that
Money
stuff.
is helpful
Yeah.
to maintain a good look.
Yeah.
Yes, that is very helpful.
But you would be a hottie with a body with or without money. You take good care of yourself.
Thank
You're healthy.
you.
You'd be HWB. Hottie with a
Thank
body.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No problem. Oh, look at this look at her. She's going all over Europe.
Oh yeah, I'm going to Europe.
Ooh.
Going on tour to Europe.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah.
I know. I can't fucking wait.
Be prepared in Scandinavia for a lot of claps. They love to clap.
Do they?
Yeah. they're
Really?
Very like robotic, and they clap a lot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that what you experienced?
I toured there a lot, and yeah, they laughing is like a challenge for them. They do laugh, but they'll give you applause.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they like to applaud, like good joke.
A frequent flyer on Instagram says they're only selling one area of the theater in Barcelona. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's driving me crazy. I even spoke to the promoter, and they've been zero help. Please sort this out. So what the fuck is going on in Barcelona? PR is going to handle it.
Paul. Are you
Paul
on
from
it?
Lebanon.
Paul's here from Lebanon.
Paul
Everybody.
from
Everyone should know
Lebanon.
that Paul's here.
Paul safely in the United States. We would not be safe in Lebanon.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think
No.
you're a big friend to the gays? The gays love you. Gays love us. Do you
True.
think the gays should have their own country? Wouldn't that be great?
Well, I mean, it would be better just for us all to mix. I don't think
But also, like, they're
need,
just no. They can mix too. Like, I'm not saying, but like,
because that worked out so well with Israel. You mean?
Make a gay Israel.
well, yeah. I mean, well, if Israel would have just taken the deal for Greenland at that time, maybe we wouldn't be in. But God may put them there. But I'm just saying, if there was also a gay, not saying put them there. I'm not saying
There is
like,
a gay. It's called Fire Island.
There you go. That's
it.
true. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So
That is a
there's
good point.
I mean,
Yeah.
you want them to have a bigger island.
I just want a bigger island with like an airline. I think the airline would be fun. You'd get on there. There'd be like a drag
Sounds like
show.
you're gay.
I'm a little.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
little.
It is.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
got
being
nicked.
gay,
My
too-
brother's gay. I mean,
You
I
do-
got nicked.
But you know what, too? You know what's interesting about, like, we talk so much about gay, straight, this, that, labels now, but, like, you know, we love history so much. We talk about history on this podcast. You go back in history, labeling this is like a new thing. Like, 300 years ago, nobody cared. You could just be with a guy or a woman or not.
I don't know about 300 years ago.
Yeah, no, in the president before Lincoln, James Buchanan, he was openly gay. Like
Yeah.
the people who were going against him, his enemies, didn't even bring that up when they would try to smear him, because they were like, the public wouldn't care if he likes guys or not. It really, ancient Greeks
Greeks
were always
for
having
sure.
sex with each other.
No,
It's
for
now
sure.
It's like this obsession with
Yeah.
like, are you like, who cares?
It's,
I
very
honestly,
politicized.
I'm
and
hoping
it's
my
very
kids.
stupid.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
hoping.
it's very stupid.
Yeah, I'm hoping my kids grow up and like that nobody fucking cares that their dad's gay.
Yeah, I'm actively trying to raise one of my daughters as lesbian.
Yes.
I'm actively trying. I don't know if that.
My 3-year-old's pro-Palestine. That's an
That's,
issue.
that's usually how it works. Is if you raise them to be gay, then they'll turn out gay.
It doesn't
That's
really
the-
work that way, does it?
No,
No.
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, we'll see what
It's got to be a choice, because if I like women, then in order to like a guy, it's got to be in there, right? Like you got to like the hair. Like I don't like hair.
right.
I don't like looking at
But
hairy
here's the
hair.
thing. Here's the thing with you,
But
Yannis.
he does. So that's a choice.
it's a
got to
choice.
be. No, it's not a choice.
I mean, no, you're
It's
saying
in there.
it's in there. But here's the thing with you, though. But it's a spectrum, because it's like you do like women, of course. You know, you have a wife and all that. But then the most success you've had in your career is you dress up like a woman.
Yeah, I did
His
a-
famous character is Maurisa. That's it.
I did a viral character. She was a trans woman.
Yes.
It was before people were upset about comedy, and it got very big with the gays.
The biggest with the gays.
They still do her at drag shows.
Yes.
And,
so that's where you feel comfy in that. So there is a line with you. There is a thing with you. Like you know what I mean? Like you like women, but I don't know if the people of antiquity would be like, you're a straight guy.
Well, Alexander the Great everything was for the table with him, and he was a tough guy, but he liked eunuchs, he liked men, he liked
Sure.
women.
Is that what you're saying about yourself? That you like eunuchs?
If I was
And
born
then
in
I'm
that
saying
era,
that.
if I was born in that era, I
you'd be
wouldn't.
down to party.
I would be down to party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down to
I think
party.
so.
Yeah, I mean, not eunuchs. I think that's morally, I'd be opposed to
Cutting
that.
the balls
I don't
off,
wanna
no
cut
good?
guys' balls off.
I thought a eunuch has no penis.
No
they
balls.
take his
No,
balls
it's
off.
just the
They took
balls?
balls
Because
off.
the eunuchs, what they would do is in history is they felt we could trust you. If I'm the king, I got a eunuch watching my harem of women, and he's not going to try to bang
he's not
any of
gonna
them
fuck anyone.
because we clipped his nuts, so he doesn't have a sex drive. And you can only trust people when you remove their sex drive. That was the thought back then. The sex is what makes everybody untrustworthy. But if you clip their nuts, they didn't figure out a way to clip women. They don't know how to get rid of a woman's sex drive, so they just want to let them talk or do anything.
They give clitorectomies to girls in Africa,
Yeah,
so
they
they
do that.
figured that out.
Shout
That's
it out.
not good either. We're opposed to that
No,
as
we
well.
are definitely
We're
opposed
very
to
opposed to
that.
that. That's not
We don't
for
like
that
that.
at all.
On the right side of history.
Yeah, I'm on the right side of
honest.
history on that. You
Free
should
the
not-
clits.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad.
Yep.
This is the type of gay I am. If a guy can fully achieve looking like a girl, I'm fooled.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the more you look like a girl, the more I'm into it. Does that make me gay?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
So that's okay, though. I mean, I feel like you've already are self-possessed in your gayness
Yeah.
on the spectrum
Sure.
of gayness.
Yeah.
And you are aware of it. He's aware of it, and it's out there. And
Yeah.
all the listeners are aware
They
of
know.
Well, they know. They're
it.
fans.
They
I mean,
already
I
know.
can't just be. We can't all just be finding out right now. Right
No.
now.
No.
No, we've been doing this for
Been in
years.
the works.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. Like, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no.
Well, there's a lot of hot trans people.
They really are hot.
So I can understand that. I mean, that's the whole point. They become a female, and then you become attracted to them.
Well, we did.
But that makes me gay.
Well, that
A little
doesn't
bit.
make you gay. No.
No.
it
No, but
doesn't.
Jan, remember years ago, this is like 5 years ago, we did an episode of this pod and we found a neuroscientist talking about how if you're just talking about excitability in the brain, just the neurons firing, sexual parts of the brain firing in a straight male's brain, the number one highest energy will be big dick and big boobs. So theoretically, a trans person with big fake boobs and a huge natural dick, that's what's going to get a straight man the most excited.
Well, I believe that.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
I believe.
See?
Huge
that
natural
tracks.
dick. Yeah.
Yeah, a huge a natty dick.
Yeah.
I don't think they don't have dick. You can't adjust your dick. I don't.
You can
think.
fake a dick. I mean, when people go trans the other way, Billy Elliot Page got a fake piece.
No, they don't
Billy
make fake
Elliot
pieces.
Page.
Sorry, Billy Elliot Page. Yeah,
No, they don't make fake pieces yet. You can't
She has
get
a fake piece.
Yeah,
right?
they have fake penises.
Oh, they-
100%.
Yeah, how do you think you transition?
exactly.
Well, what do? They
Well, people
sew
can
it
get
on?
penile enlargements. You can do
100%.
that. It's just not as common as breast augmentation. You can get a penile enlargement.
There it is.
Oh.
You get a fake piece.
Oh.
You add in a rod. There you go. You know what? You know what's great about this episode? We almost didn't get demonetized until right now.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know about the rod.
Yeah.
That's very
That
interesting.
makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Paul, I love Paul coming in with.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
Paul
he's
knows
on-
his shit.
Yeah.
There's also great gay scene in Lebanon for the record.
Is
There
there?
is.
Oh, shout out. Sorry about that.
The 40% Christian, holds it down enough.
Shout out the gay scene in
you
Lebanon.
Just avoid the border areas and things are okay.
Okay, so
Right.
where it's okay, yeah. So shout out the gays of Lebanon. Sorry, we didn't know that.
The Muzzy's not so open about it.
Double life.
Yeah.
Double life.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yep.
I've heard it's a little bit more
and
in
they're
the down
into the
low.
kinkiest shit.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you think in
The
some
most
way?
repressed.
Do you think in some way the religion is almost worth it for how hot it makes it? You know what I mean?
The religion.
Like the way how repressive religion is almost worth how hot it makes the encounter, because it's so forbidden. Like the first time I got a hand job was from a Catholic girl on a rock in Prospect Park. And I just felt because she was Catholic and like it was
You
just a
liked
lot of
that.
guilt. I just loved it. I
Right,
think she
right.
loved it. I almost think it's worth it.
It really depends what you're
Interesting.
into. Some
Yeah.
people are really into some sick shit, you know? Not that that's sick, but some people are into family porn. Like I had a friend who would only masturbate to porn that was within families, where the brothers hooking up with the mother and the sisters hooking up with the father.
Was he Somalian?
No, he was not Somalian. I don't have a lot of Somalian friends.
Okay.
But yeah, and I thought, oh, that's really, and I'm like, have you ever been with anyone in your family? And she's like, absolutely not. But it's so verboten that it's a turn on.
Right.
So I can understand where you're coming from.
I don't go that far. That's a little crazy.
Is
you
it?
know? Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's like incest. That's like against nature.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's an act of incest. It's so forbidden that you can't do it.
Right.
So you'd like to see, fantasize about it.
Yeah, if you keep it up, and I had a friend I went to high school with, and he actually they made a whole documentary about him. They called him the Cannibal Cop because he.
Oh, that guy.
That was a guy who was in my homeroom in high school.
Oh, you
know
that guy?
You know the Cannibal Cop?
It's interesting.
Okay, so the Cannibal Cop, it's an interesting story. He had fantasies about eating women. That's what would turn him on. The problem is he was an NYPD officer, so he was using his NYPD database to find out where you live and not ever physically touch you, but go outside your house and jerk off with ropes and shovels and shit. Oh yeah, like this guy. So I would go. So anyway, he got life in prison, legitimate life. I remember when the text hit the group chat, blew up one day. It was like, yo, dude, this kid that we went to high school with is going down.
He got 7 years.
No, he didn't. That's not him. Go down. This kid.
Oh, this is another Cannibal Cop?
No, this is a defendant. I don't know who this guy is. But anyway, this guy, he was in prison for 20. They threw the book at him, and then he got out 3 months later because his defense team was able to prove, like we're just talking about, that it was only in his mind. He was never going to do it. Just like you say incest porn, you're never going to bang a family member. He was saying he was never going to do it. It was just a type of porn for him, a type of way to get him
Yeah,
off.
but isn't there something wrong? I mean, that's still stalking in a sense.
Oh no, he lost his NYP. He got fired from the job, got thrown. Yes, he got in trouble for other things, but not. They basically put him in jail as if he did eat and kill these women, but he didn't. He was like, no, I'm just jerking off with a rope around my neck
That's
to
the
it.
idea of it.
Right, which is so it was this
interesting.
interesting thing.
Interesting.
I also too, speaking of the religion thing, I had a family member who did real time in prison, 25, 30 years, and he said that what he would do, he was trans, and he said what he would do is he would sorry. Well, he said doesn't give a fuck though.
Oh,
he was like, I was born a guy, so
But
he was
we
like,
do.
I became a woman. But it's I'm saying, but all right, so whatever.
I'm joking.
Generally, but
he doesn't care. She doesn't care.
She doesn't give a fuck. She was like, call me a guy, call me a girl. I don't give a fuck.
Well, call me they.
Well, she doesn't even care about that. She was like, whatever you want to do, Poppy. I was like, all right. So, but anyway, she said what she would do is she would purposely, just to like survive in prison, is find the leader, like basically seduce any leader if she would get transfer prisons of the Muslim gangs. She would do that because she knew if I had sex with them all under, like nobody knows about it in the showers or whatever, I had so much power over them because if I came out and told everyone so-and-so is I fucked them and I have proof or however, whatever, she was like, that's how I own the prisons is I would use that because especially the Muslim guys, they could never in a million years come out clean with that because the Muslim guys in prison don't fuck each other. That's like the thing. She was like, I was fucking all of them. And I had power over all of them. And that's why I was able to stay safe in these notoriously violent prisons.
And did she have to ever come forward and tell everybody?
She said she came very, very close once. She came very, very close once, but she actually never did.
Did they know they were having sex with a transgender
Sure.
woman?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She said it was interesting. She was like, when I went into prison, whatever it was in the 90s, but she was like, I was the only trans person in the whole jail. Whoa. She was like, and then by the time I got out, there was like a whole wing of trans people. She was like, so it was interesting how it like all changed in 30 years. But she was like, for a while.
So she was a man at the time.
She was
having sex with the other men.
Right. They put her, because back then there was no trans section of the jail. She was a man. Wanted to be a woman. She never cut her dick and balls off, but she was like a woman. She had like taking estrogen therapy, everything, tits, all that, So she was like, that's how I would stay safe is I'd fuck these guys and be like, hey, you want to kill me? Really? Well, I'm going to tell everyone that I blew you in the shower yesterday at 6.
That's the power of the ass pussy.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
it's very interesting.
It is in jail. I think that's the most powerful thing, probably the ass pussy.
Ass pussy.
And in the world, the pussy.
Yeah.
It really. Do you think
the power of the pussy?
Women really do hold the keys, right?
Yeah, women are powerful because of their pussies, for sure.
For sure, right?
Yeah,
more power than any CEO can have.
Pussy,
yeah, big time.
Yeah,
yeah. Do you think women need to get in touch with how powerful they are?
I think we're getting in touch with how powerful we are. I think women are now getting the message that sisterhood and empowering each other is the way instead of kind of like zero-sum gaming it and being jealous of other women. I think women now are coming together and understanding, okay, if we stick together, we're stronger.
So when he was complimenting Nikki Glaser all those times, there was nothing in you that was going, fuck that bitch?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
Just checking,
I
making sure. Okay.
Women and Nikki Glaser, always.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what women need to do more. Like La Estrada kind of shit.
It's
like
that kind of attitude that is, that's what separates us.
Do you think you should unify the pussy? Like
make one big pussy?
Just like
it'd be so awesome.
Like a pussy union where you're going like, we're going to start controlling shit. And if there's any like picket line cross and put, like you say, we're not going to sleep with these men if they do wrong things. We're going to, like that La Estrada thing, we're going to take it.
Yeah.
We're no more pussy for the evil men. And if there's a scab pussy, you beat that pussy with bats.
A scab pussy.
Like a picket line crossing pussy.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that called the scab? Yeah. A scab pussy. She comes in like with her horror ways, and she's gonna fuck that evil guy, and then Chelsea Handler, who's the fucking president of the union, you're fucking Staten Island fucking president, fucking Italian. You come with your fucking paddles, and you beat the shit out of that picket line crossing pussy, and then that's how we save the world. Do you think that needs to come to the forefront of the female consciousness?
I think it just did. I mean, I think you just brought it there.
I'm a feminist hero.
Yeah,
This
That's
is the history hyenas. It's a matriarch.
Dude, throw the wig on. Throw the Mauricio wig on and say that.
I'm going to say that again. That's right. This is history hyenas. It's a matriarchy. Do you know that hyenas have pseudo penises and the women are bigger than the men? They beat the shit out of the men. We can learn a lot.
That's just fucking wild. You should learn about hyenas if you want to.
If you want
to
learn,
it's wild.
Hyenas are really unattractive animals.
Well, they're very unattractive.
Don't say that. You see, they're women.
But they're matriarchal society, and they've unified their pussies. Even though they have pseudo penises, they give birth through a penis. The female hyena, but they have unify their pseudo penises in their matriarchal dominated society.
Yeah.
I've seen them on safari. I didn't know that they were. I never learned that though on safari. So maybe you guys should run a safari if you have so much to teach.
We really
You have
should.
so much knowledge to drop.
That'd be sick.
do.
Especially about hyenas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know a lot about them.
They're
They
interesting.
regurgitate their food. They eat their own puke.
Oh,
They eat
yeah.
the bone. They have the strongest bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wild.
But what's
they
fascinating
are
about them is
wild.
the women run things. The women do run. They're bigger than the men. They bully the men, and they also have like penises, but they're not functional.
A lot of animals have matriarchal societies. Elephants, lions are
Mm-hmm.
matriarchal society. They get rid of the men. The men leave.
I wouldn't call lions matriarchal.
Well, they leave the what is it called? The pack, not the pack. What den? The lions. The men
Pride,
leave.
the pride.
Sorry, thank you. The men leave, and then they come back for fucking.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
not, and the women go out and hunt. The men don't hunt.
That's true.
They lie there.
But
So-
that's kind of pimpy in a way. It's kind of
well,
like
it's
I'm a
kinda
big
pimpy,
lion. Yeah,
and
go
they're-
get my
and
food.
They're tired and lazy.
Yeah.
I
Right.
got my stuff
They
ready.
are tired and lazy, those
Lions?
Yeah.
I never
And
thought
also
about that.
lions, when they mate with a woman, when they mate with a female lion, they go in at, it's like a gangbang. The head lion goes in first, but he has to get permission. He'll sit there and flirt and circle around her, but they don't rape each other.
Right.
They wait for the woman to submit, and then when he's done and he thinks he's dropped his sperm in her, then the second lion comes in and goes in too. So a female lion can get pregnant with two different fathers, babies.
Whoa.
Did you know
I
that?
did
No,
not know
and
that.
give birth to two different babies.
Yes.
That's pretty
And
sick.
That's why the male lions sometimes eat the young because they know it's not theirs.
Oh,
Interesting.
fucking lions are
And
pinky.
zebras do that too. I saw a video of a zebra. I think it was on like one of those Nature is Mental Instagram, I believe. This female zebra is giving birth, and as the baby's coming out of the birth canal, the male zebra is stomping the baby's head to death. Like the baby died, maybe lived 10 seconds, just kissed, and then immediately turns the female around, starts having sex with the female, because what had happened is the female zebra got impregnated, whatever, 10 months.
By another zebra.
Then that zebra got killed. Then this new zebra comes and is the leader, and that was the top zebra. So you just waited for her to give birth and then killed it immediately, and immediately had sex with it. And that's nature.
Yeah, I don't want to get fucked by a zebra.
Right.
Definitely
This
not.
is- yeah,
I saw a hippo rape in Africa. When
Ooh.
I
Did
saw
you call the cops?
No, I didn't. There are no cops to call, obviously. There are only rangers. But the hippos was underwater, like at a 45-degree angle, and her big fat ass was out of the water, and she was getting pummeled by her brother or cousin, who knows who this guy was. And when we came on the scene, we were on the Mara River, and I remember going, what is happening? And then we realized what is happening. She was there was sex.
Sure.
Unauthorized
She was
touching.
unauthorized, but she had her head underwater because hippos can hold their head, hold
Yeah,
their
yeah,
breath
yeah.
for like 7 or 8 minutes. So she was getting fucked underwater with her head underwater. Like, could you think of a more upsetting situation?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
tough.
Having
Yeah.
to hold your breath while you're getting penetrated.
Yeah.
And then when he was done with her, another hippo came up and did it to her underwater.
Jesus.
So the whole time you don't even see her face.
Yeah.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah.
What
So
can you
there's some
do?
fucked up shit going on in nature.
In
Yeah,
nature
we
is-
really got to. The Me Too movement has to hit the hippo community.
Definitely.
That's not cool.
It's coming.
That is not cool.
All right. Well,
listen,
Look at this.
Get
the
this
book, you motherfucker.
and the special's
The
coming
special's
out.
called The Feeling.
Yes.
And it comes out on Netflix on March 25th.
Yeah.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing it. We're gonna watch. You
100%.
want to watch it together? You want to do like a watch party?
I want to start doing that on the Patreon. I was going to
Yeah.
bring that up to you after Chelsea left. It's like we got to start doing watch-alongs. I think
Yeah.
that's what the fans want.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's do it for Chelsea special.
Let's do it.
Let's watch it.
March
With the
25th
fans.
on the Patreon.
We'll
We'll watch
I'm
it.
sure it's great. You're a legend. You're hysterical.
Yeah.
You're a best-selling author. You write it
7
yourself.
times.
You've made a lot of people famous with Chelsea lately, and then their fame, it didn't hold on like yours.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Chelsea Handler, everyone.
Thanks,
Chelsea.
boys.
Thank
Love it.
you.
Thank you.